Hey guys, Jeeps here, and welcome to our look at Warlock, Master of the Arcane. So, what the hell is Warlock, Master of the Arcane? Well, it is a 4X strategy game developed by Ino-Co Plus and published by Paradox Interactive that released at the beginning of last month. That is, more specifically, May 8th, 2012. And it is a ton of fun. So if you are wondering, what is a 4X strategy game? So these are games kind of along the lines of Civilization and Master of Orion and things like this. 4X specifically stands for, let's see if I can remember this, Explore, Expand, Exploit, Exterminate. And that kind of sums up what you tend to do in these games. You have an empire, you expand it, you explore the rest of your lands, you exploit the resources around you, and you exterminate your rivals with extreme prejudice. Now, you can probably see from the look of Warlock that this is probably a high fantasy game, and you would be right. There is magic, there are wizards, there are goblins, undead, all that good stuff. And I feel the best way to show you this would be to just jump into a new game. So we're going to show you the basics of this game. Then I'll jump ahead to a campaign I already have in progress so you can get a look at a bit later on how things start to pan out once you're done just setting up the basics. And we will go from there. So you go to new game. First you get the option for difficulty. We'll just stick with normal. Now, here's where things get crazy. So, first of all, world type. There are 4 different options for the type of world you can play on. You have Great Land. This is no oceans of any kind. There probably might still be some rivers and lakes and stuff like that, but it is just land from corner to corner of the map, except for the little waterways. Supercontinent. It is one gigantic continent. It is still surrounded by water, however. Continents. What you would think. It's big continents divided by oceans. And islands, much smaller islands divided by oceans. So a lot more water if you pick islands. My current campaign I'm playing on is actually on continents. We'll stick with continents for this. Then you get your game size, small, normal, large, and extra large. That does exactly what you think it would do. We'll go back to medium, or normal, whichever one. It's an M on there and an N for normal, huh. Now, where some of the crazier items are. We've got the map type, cylindrical world. This will mean it will roll over to the other side when you get to the edge of the map. Or flat world, which does not. We'll stick with cylindrical. Rival Great Mages, you can pick how many enemies you have. This is limited by your size of your map, however. We'll do 4. Why not? We'll do 4. And additional worlds. Now, this is kind of cool. You can find portals to other worlds on your map. And this is how you can select how many additional worlds there are. No matter what, there is always 1. You cannot have 0 additional worlds. I have actually not explored any additional worlds yet. We'll put it up to 3. Why not? That's kind of cool. And this shows you, see, you've got your main world, and then your 3 additional worlds. I believe these follow the same world type as what you pick here. However, they might be randomized. Like I said, I haven't actually checked that yet. I haven't been to the additional worlds yet. Either way, really cool that there are other planes of existence you can hop over to. So that's the world config, so you can do all the fun little under-the-hood stuff there. Now, you pick your wizard. Oh yes, this is where it gets awesome. This guy is great. Look at his hat. It's fantastic. So, you have a selection of default wizards you can choose from. We'll go through them in order. You got Meraldus the Hat, Anna the Benign, Nicholas Frost. He's got a pretty sweet beard. The Grand Librarian. Elpirister? That sounds kind of like Elminster. D&D nerds. Elpirister the Eternal, and you can rename these guys if you want. Empress. And now, if you may have noticed down here, race has changed. We are now onto the undead summoning ones. King Lich the Fifth. This is who I've been playing as in my campaign, so we'll see him later. Jacques, who is awesome looking and is also undead. King Rat, who is clearly the best of all of them. King Rat, God, Roman numerals are kind of rusty. Is L50? It might be, so that would make this the 40s King Rat, the 42nd, I believe? Someone is going to correct me on that. I'm sorry, my Roman numerals are a little rusty, as in I don't really remember what L is. I think it's 50, though. King Rat, Sol de Torvega. These are all the goblin ones now. Ashar the Wisest. He looks actually pretty awesome. Tendril, son of Vendril, who is a 2-headed dragon. And Malinazoki? We'll go with that. who is, I think this is from one of the DLC ones, and now we're back to Meralvis the Hat. So there's 3 different races, and there's all these guys, but you can also, as you've noticed, there are different perks and spells that they start with over here. You can also hit Customize, in which now you can just select a portrait, and you have a certain number of points, as you can see they're already pre-spent here, that you can spend on different perks. So let's unselect everything. And we could, you know, take Treasury, which is only one point. It gives us 100 it gives us plus 100 gold. That's always nice. You could take Favor of Grumgog. Gives us plus 30 relation to that god, which is good, and gives us the ability to summon some rats, and that gives us 3 points left. We can take Farmer for 20% more food production. That's probably terrible. We're gonna go back. Sorry, we're not gonna go back. We're gonna do the pre-generated. And we're going to do the only logical thing to do, which is pick King Rat, because clearly he's the best. I mean, he has Trader, Treasury, and Magnate, so he produces more gold, he starts with more gold, and has plus 20% gold production, and has lesser weakness started, so not bad. You get a lot of money early on. It's got goblins. Also, if you in Customize, you can switch which race you have and stuff like that, but we'll do goblins, why not? And there we go, we're starting the game. There's a little tip here. Each landscape type has its own movement cost. I will explain this more in detail once we actually get into the game, and you can see how everything works. If you've ever played a 4X before, you probably have some vague idea already.
Greetings, my lord. This is the main screen of the game. Here you can see the resources of your domain, the mini-map of the world, and your capital. From here you can also open the research window, the spell book, enter your capital, and command your troops.
That guy's got a pretty fantastic voice, wouldn't you say? Alright, so here we are. We are now in the game. And as you can see, it is a hex-based game, so I believe Civ 5 is the same way. I've not actually played Civ 5, but it's hex-based. And what do we start with here? Well, we have a unit of...
Ready to pillage!
What are they? Ratman Robbers and Goblin Archers. So Ratman Robbers going to be your basic melee dudes. Goblin Archers, your basic archers. I have not much experience with this faction. I've really only played the undead so far, but let's hop into our city so I can give you an idea of what you can do. So
in the city view,
I got this, man. No, okay. I'll just do not show hands. I've got this. So Goblin Robbers actually apparently are not your basic guys, or the Ratman Robbers. I wonder if that's just something you get starting as King Rat, because you can't even build those yet. Now, Ratman Guild. This is where lets you build them. So these are the units I can construct so far. Goblin Spearmen, Goblin Archers. They're my basic movement. They've got movement points. They have 4 movement points. They walk. Shows you their hit points. And their upkeep. Their upkeep being food and gold. So up here we have plus 1 food production and plus 18.3 gold. Because, well, King Rat loves his money. And same down here. So you're going to want to try and keep these numbers in the positive so you are constantly gaining food, not losing. Now, for the Undead faction, which I had been playing, food was very unimportant, mana was very important. Looks like for this, mana is really mostly going to be important for casting spells, which, again, we shall get to shortly. But we actually have enough stuff to already build some things. So we are going to go ahead and start off by building a Ratman Guild. Because, frankly, the Ratman Guild does not have any costs other than time. It takes 3 turns, to complete. You can only have 1 of them in your empire. That is why there's a little checkbox here. As soon as it's built, there will be a check here. We cannot build any more of these, no matter how many cities we have. So we're going to go ahead and get a Ratman Guild. It gives us plus 2 gold and lets us build... Well, presumably it'll let us build at least one of these units starting off. I don't know which one. We'll find out. So we'll do this. And this is the only open slot we have is right here. Someone's probably going to yell at me. I probably should have built a farm. And we'll go ahead and build a unit, get a unit of Goblin Spearmen going while we're at it, too. They take 2 turns to build, so we can close City View now. Let's select new research. So, this is your research window. You can research new spells here. Starting off, we have Lesser Weakness. That's it. It just weakens an enemy unit slightly, makes them just a little bit worse. Can't do anything with that yet. We have, like, no mana. But we can now have an option of spells we can research. We have Elemental Resistance, Wind Walking, Lightning Bolt, Frost Weapon Enchant, and Lesser Heal. These are all pretty good. We are going to go ahead and grab Lesser Heal right now. These have a research point cost, which these are developed by your city. So we have plus 5 right here. So we'll have enough to do this in 3 turns, and a turn cost and a casting time, which will come up when we're actually casting it. So go ahead and get that going. So that'll just kind of research in the background now. So let's start getting our units moving. Now, over here, you can see the little area kind of like around our city. This looks to be a neutral city over here. So we're going to send our Ratman robbers this way. They're very quick. So let's send them over here. They have 5 movement points. Sorry, yeah, 5 movement points. Open terrain costs 1 movement point to move across. Denser terrain, like jungle, generally will take 2, sometimes up to 3, depending. Ah, so we got more Goblin Spearmen over here. Can we take them with our Ratman robbers? They do not have enough movement to make it over to them. They only have 2 movement. Well, actually, no, hold on. We're going to go attack them. This might end badly. Let's find out. They have a lot more health than we do. Actually, we're not going to do that. That will end very badly. So our Ratman robbers are actually going to go raid this lost caravan. They are robbers. They love doing that. These are little things you'll find around the map. Whoa, okay, we captured Frost Weapon Enchant from that, as well as 40 gold. So we just got a spell off of that. That's pretty fantastic. They can now just hang out there. We'll then send our Goblin Archers this way. And Goblin Archers have a range of 2, which means they can shoot at things up to 2 squares away. So, we're going to shoot these Spearmen. Since they aren't in melee range, the Spearmen cannot counterattack our Archers, so there we go. Now, something I've heard about this game, compared to many other 4X, is you can kind of get into the action much, much quicker. Normally in games like Civilization, you're not going to be on turn 1 attacking something. There's usually a much longer time before anything happens. Yes, I know we can research goblins, or get Goblin Spearmen going. We've got them training already. Close city view. And I believe that is all we can do for now. Now, so once this is done, you end turn. It's turn-based, as you've probably guessed. So end turn. Now, neutrals are moving. Alright, now it is back to our turn. We'll look back at our capital. As you can see, there's now 1 turn remaining on the Goblin Spearmen. And it's 2 more turns still to go on our Ratmen guild. And we do not have population. You can only construct 1 building at a time. And you have to have a certain high enough population to be able to build more things. That is shown down here, and you can see your population natural growth. And once your city gets big enough, this will expand to another rank, which is good because these 2 we can't build in because they're shallow water. So right now we're actually out of construction slots on this city. And you can only build 1 thing at a time, and we don't have enough population. So we triply cannot build anything else. However, we're going to go ahead and get another unit of Spearmen going, too. So close city view. We don't really want to be right next to the Spearmen, so we'll back off to here, onto this pumpkin patch, and shoot them again. They're not looking so hot now, so I think we're just going to send in the robbers, and they're going to finish them off. I love Ratmen, by the way. They are one of my favorite things in fantasy games. There we go. We defeated them, which means we also then move into their space. And this is not so good. We actually have a castle here. There is also a unit of Ratmen robbers on it. But we can now try and take this city, which will give us more sweet, sweet stuff. There's not too much else we can do. We've already moved. Our Ratmen robbers, since they've already attacked, that used up all the remaining movement points. So we are going to go ahead and end turn. Our next turn, we should have the spell researched. And as you can see, we can now cast these 2 spells. They both have about a 1-turn casting time. So we'll end turn. We'll see what the neutrals will do. Ah, they have an enemy over there somewhere. There may be monsters. As you can see, there are monsters around. Oh, there are definitely monsters. In fact, the monsters just owned the crap out of them. So, let's see what Ratmen robbers have. They have their poison attacks. That's nice. They take extra damage from missile weapons, but they have +1 sight range. Okay, so they're our scouting unit. They're like the bats for undead, except they're not flyers. So we're probably going to have them hold back a little. Have they leveled up yet? No, they're only level 1. Units do level up, which is nice. Ah, but here's our spearmen. This is what we want. So we'll back our robbers off. In fact, can we get over? No, we can't get onto deep water yet. We'll keep scouting up this way with our Ratmen robber. Oh no! Oh no! We do not want to be near these guys. This may be bad. Alright, we're gonna move our archers up here. Now let's get our spearmen moving in too. This is as far as they can make it. looking at Goblin Hall. One more turn until this is complete. However, we now can create gnome settlers, which are... Settlers are the build... Or, not the building, sorry. These are the units you can build that can then go out and create more guys for you. And also, as you can see, our city is now ranked up, which means we have a larger area. We need to start getting some farms, because we have terrible food production right now. And that's not so good. That's not so good for us. This isn't going to go especially well either. However, we'll shoot at this castle so you can get an idea of how this works. As you can see, as the target is on guard and on a hill, they're getting some defensive bonuses versus shooting, but they can't counterattack us because it's a range attack. However, on their turns, castles and things like that can shoot. So that is usually not so great. Well, so now you're getting an idea of the basics of this game. This is how it starts out. It's a 4X, but you get dumped right into the action really quickly. And you go around, you capture cities, you eventually run into your rival great mages, you pick up treasure and stuff like that, you get new building types. You can capture cities from the other race types, which you will see in a minute when we switch to a campaign a bit further in progress, which gives you access to other types of units, which is really, really nice. However, there are some penalties to them not being the same race as you. But that is beside the point. Now that we've gotten a good look at how this game starts out, let's go take a look at how it gets a little bit later on.